The notion that there are 7 colors to the rainbow according to reality, according to God's rainbow, is confusing a cultural convention for reality, and a cultural convention that is not yet 400 years old.
Never thought I'd have something to add to one of Dan's videos, but here we are. Obviously, you should go watch his whole video. He's debunking evangelical talking points about God's rainbow. But I wanted to add some historical context about the Pride rainbow, because the original flag didn't have 6 colors. It had 8. For those who don't know me, my name's Amanda, and I'm a public historian of queer history. The queer community didn't have a globally unifying symbol until 1978, when San Francisco City Supervisor Harvey Milk tasked Gilbert Baker with creating a symbol to represent the gay community that he could debut at the city's Gay Freedom Day Parade, which is what San Francisco used to call their Pride Parade. Baker had the vision for the rainbow while he and friends were doing some chemically assisted dancing beneath a disco ball at the Winterland Ballroom. But he said that he ultimately chose it as the symbol for the parade because he wanted something bright, inclusive, and hopeful. Baker is often given sole credit for creating the pride flag, but of course, it was actually the work of a collective. The first 2 pride flags were enormous, 30 feet by 60 feet, and they were hand-dyed and hand-sewn by a team of more than 30 artists and volunteers. A tie-dye artist named Lynn Segerblum developed the dye process that gave the stripes their rich, consistent color, and a seamster named James McNamara figured out how to sew the giant flags together on home sewing machines. This is Lynn with one of the flags, and you'll see that it has 8 stripes instead of 6. Baker attributed a specific meaning to each of the 8 colors in the original flag. Hot pink for sex, red for life, orange for healing, yellow for sunlight, green for nature, turquoise for magic, indigo for harmony, and violet for spirit. The pink stripe was dropped in November of 1978 when demand for the flag surged in the wake of Milk's assassination. Hot pink dye was hard to source and incredibly expensive. The turquoise stripe was dropped shortly thereafter to make a 6-stripe flag that could easily be split and displayed on opposite sides of the street for protests and marches. The 6-stripe flag has been the globally recognized symbol of our community ever since, and it remains free for everyone's use thanks to Baker and a civil rights attorney named Matt Coles who worked pro bono to fend off a trademark challenge from an advocacy group that wanted to keep the flag for themselves. Humans love a flag, and since those first 2 pride flags flew over San Francisco, artists and activists have created dozens of flags to represent different facets of our community. In 2017, the city of Philadelphia debuted a new flag as part of their More Color, More Pride campaign. The black and brown stripes at the top of the flag represent the explicit inclusion of non-white queer people in the broader pride movement. In 2018, a queer non-binary graphic designer named Daniel Quasar designed the Progress Pride flag, which includes the trans pride flag colors as designed by Monica Helms in 1999 and incorporates an arrow to represent forward progress. Of the meaning of the black stripe in the Progress Pride flag, Quasar says, the use of a black stripe to represent those lost during the AIDS crisis, referred to as the Victory Over AIDS flag, was suggested by Sergeant Leonard Matlovich. It is elevated here to bring awareness to the stigma surrounding those living with HIV. And in 2021, intersex writer Valentino Vecchietti updated the flag again to incorporate the design of the intersex flag. That's it for today. As always, more information, including sources and further reading, is available in the usual place.
It is entirely up to you how you interpret the Bible. Don't allow your own identity politics to compel you to feel you are required to endorse hate. You're not. You can do better than that.